The nomadic merchants were once people of the Great Caravan, freely able to roam across the lands between, but one day that would change. The nomadic people were inflicted with the flame of frenzy. In fear, the followers of the Earth Tree would gather them up and lock them away. But not all of them were captured. In order for them to survive, they stay hidden from anyone who would try to hurt them, except for the Tarnished. The Tarnished and the nomadic people would grow a little bit of respect for each other, both being hated by the followers of the Earth Tree. Normally, a Tarnished would become Elden Lord, but what if there was no special Tarnished who would randomly one day appear and become Elden Lord? What if there was a nomadic merchant who had finally had enough and decided to take matters into their own hands? That's what we'll be figuring out today. Can I beat Elden Ring as a nomadic merchant? As for the rules of this challenge, I can only do damage while using the Frenzy Flame incantations, which I will be giving myself Golden Veil and Flame Damage Strength to increase the damage even further. I will also be getting myself a Tarnished Puppet to show the relationship between the Tarnished and the nomadic people. As for the final rule of this challenge, and certainly not least, we will not be doing Vari's questline. In fact, we're going to be actually killing him. Anyways, without further ado, let's just hop inside this challenge. We'll start off with the Prophet class, because it has the highest fate stat of all the beginning classes. After that, we'll go ahead and talk to Kaylee and have him order our clothes for us. He says it's going to take a while, so we'll go ahead and talk to Melina and get our horse from her. After that, we'll be doing some errands while we wait, including getting our first spell and getting some more memory stones to increase our slots. While we are still waiting for our clothes to be delivered to us, we deal with some minor bosses, including trying to take on the Godskin Noble. Honestly, I don't know why I torture myself with this. The Frenzy Flame incantations just take too long to cast, and trying to do it low level with a boss that probably one-shots you and everything like that was just not a good idea on my part. But after killing some other bosses and getting some more health and everything, we are able to defeat him. Just in time for our package to be delivered to us. Unfortunately, before we could separate, we invaded, and homie dies, which forces me to do a tactical runaway until the invader leaves. Now that I finally have my clothes, I'm feeling confident enough to take on Radon without any other talisman slots, which was a massive mistake on my part, because he's put me down quite a few times. But through the power of will, determination, and summons, we're able to defeat him. On our way back to Stormville, we meet a nice blind lady.
Hello? Is somebody there? Might I bend your ear for a moment, please? My name is Irina. I've escaped from Castle Morn to the south. The servants there have rebelled. I can't be sure what it is. My eyesight's been weak since birth, you see. But I swear I heard frightful howling from all over. My good father secreted me out the castle, but decided himself to stay. He says it's his duty. As commander, I fear for father's life. The servants are full of wrath, filled with hatred for every one of us. They've since come for every one of the companions I escaped with. They haven't spared a soul. I fear it's no different at Castle Morn. Please, I implore you, would you mind taking a letter to my father at the castle? My sole wish is that he escape, even if his honor should be the price. Please. I just want him to be safe. Thank you, dearly. Then please, take this. Deliver it to my father, who remains in the castle, if you please.
Even though this girl's problems aren't necessarily mine to deal with, we decide to be a nice person and deliver the message to her father.
There's a face I've not seen before. I'm Edgar, warden of this castle, as ordained by Lord Godric himself. So you can see how things have turned out. The menials have all rebelled. They gave me good service, or so I thought. But it seems it was all an act. Foul creatures, as it said, and true enough, they're foul inside and out. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but whatever you come here to do, I'm afraid Castle Mogan won't hold much longer. Take this, by way of apology. I see. From Arena. Thank you. I'm in your debt, but I can't leave yet. Even if the castle should fall, as commander, I must remain to ensure the treasured sword of Morn does not fall into the wrong hands.
Unfortunately, we lost the footage of us helping out Esker in his endeavors to kill the boss.
I'm in your debt for keeping the sword from those fallen creatures. I'm no longer bound by duty. Once I've rescued Arena, I will spend my remaining days with her. Arena has a gentle nature, though. I only hope it remains intact.
However, there will be no happy ending to this tale.
Arena, how could this be? My daughter deserved better. The fault lies with me. I chose duty over my daughter's safety. And that is how fate has answered. I'll find them. The foul wretches responsible for this. I'll hunt them down and exterminate every last one of them. Rest assured, Arena, it will be done.
On our way to Godric, we encounter Maret the Fell, who wants to put us back inside the underground with our people. However, he is unaware that I have a +9 seal, and even with these frenzy flame incantations having a long wind-up, they still do quite a bit of damage against him, and we defeat him pretty easily. We'll have Gostok open the gate for us, and make our way through Stormvale Castle. There we will meet Godric the Grafted, and challenge him to a fight, one that he would be completely underprepared for due to my +9 seal, and we defeat him pretty easily. Shortly after defeating Godric, we meet another blind lady.
Hello? Is someone there? My name is Hayata, and I'm journeying in search of the distant light. If I might be so bold as to ask, would you donate any Shabriri grapes in your possession to me? My eyesight has been weak since birth, you see. I can't tell which way I'm supposed to go next, but when I eat one of those grapes, I can feel a distant light in the back of my eyes. It will lead me to my true duty as a finger maiden. Oh, many thanks to you. Now I can feel the distant light once more. You are most kind indeed. May the blessing of the fingers be upon you. You're not like the others who give me grapes, are you? They rest their trembling hands upon me. Howling wordlessly, they gently stroke my eyes. Their frail fingers, emaciated. Yet still, they give me the grapes. But you seem somehow firmer. That aside, I wonder what Shabriri grapes really are. Delectably tender and sweet, yet searing. What a sight they must be to behold. No. That's not possible. Not all of those people. Their own. So those noises I heard were... Sorry. I'm alright now. Don't mind me. I apologize. You only did as I asked. I'll be fine. Think no more of it.
Though we have told her what a Shabriri grape is, it still didn't disdain her from trying out a new type of grape.
Oh, hello. Is that you over there? Have you ever heard of fingerprint grapes? They're special grapes which only grow on those who've been clasped by the brute fingers. I would truly love to try one. The distant light seems far closer than before. but I can't sense a thing from the usual grapes anymore. Please, could you donate a fingerprint grape to me? Without one, I don't know. I feel like I might go mad. Oh. Oh. A fingerprint grape. Tried and true. What a wondrous thing. A fingerprint grape. Oh. How sweet. Yet, how it burns. Thank you. I've composed myself again. May the blessing of the fingers be upon you. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. I'm sure I'll be a finger maiden.
We'll go ahead and activate Godric's Grave Room and defeat the Draconic Tree Sentinel to gain access to Lell. There we'll be greeted with an true avatar who politely shows us the way to the ground. However, we defeat him. After that, we'll head into the sewers, which leads us to the Shining Grounds, a nice little place where the followers of the Earth Tree like to hide away everything that could oppose them, and everything they fear. From the omens to the Dung Eater, to the nomadic people. Everything is hidden down here. We'll do a little bit of a skip to get to the elevator, and take on Sewer Moog, which has very high fire resistance, and with these incantations taking a bit of time to cast, we're forced to do a tactical retreat. With Sewer Moog being a massive issue, we try to take on some of the bosses to get some more levels to deal with them. Starting off with the Putrid Tree Spirit, the Tree Sentinel Duo, the Blackblade Kindred, the Red Wolf Radagon and Renala, Rykard, the Gargoyle Duo, and Estelle. We also defeat the Golden Shaded Godfrey, and get Golden Vow and Flame Granting Strength. But even with all this, it was not even close. We tried selling some items to some people, but nobody showed up. It was at this point we are at our lowest. And we finally remembered one thing that we allowed ourselves to do. To have our own tarnished puppet. With this in mind, we make our way to Lernia to go see Ronnie. After pledging our allegiance to Ronnie, we go talk to Selvis, who will give us a task to make Nefeli drink a potion. We'll find Nefeli at the abandoned Elbenorg village. There we'll go ahead and kill the old man, kill the Omen Killer, and when we go back to Run Table Hold, we'll kill Insha. We'll talk to Gideon, and discuss Nefeli. Even though he doesn't want her turned into a puppet, and says, well, I'm betting of someone else, we ignore him, and go talk to Nefeli. As a little side note, I found it funny that someone put a message in front of Nefeli, dressed up as Gideon, saying, no poison head, in short, offer a bird. We'll go ahead and have Nefeli drink the potion, confirming her fate as a puppet. We go ahead and do Silva's questline, which, now looking back on it, I could have just finished off Ronnie's questline and had the puppet much sooner. But regardless, we still did Silva's questline, ending it with Ronnie being angry at us and killing us. However, this also kills Silvis and the Elbenoric down there, who has Nefeli's ashes. Once we respawn, we go over and grab Nefeli's ashes. Usually you want to be forgiven by Ronnie, but because she's no longer used to me, we don't seek forgiveness. After upgrading Nefeli, we go ahead and take on Sewer Moog again, this time proving to be very effective. Once we defeat Sewer Moog, we open up the passage and go to our people. Unfortunately, it is blocked by Margot. In anger, we go up to him and we go defeat him. Since we have a moment or two, allow me to explain what I'm going to do with Nefeli. I won't be summoning her for every single fight. However, I will be giving the bosses a few attempts before I do summon her. Except when it comes to Moog, the actual Moog. I will be summoning Nefeli straight out the bat for that one. With Morgott dead, the seal is broken, and we can finally find our people. And it's just as bad as we thought. There's actually a quote from Kaylee in content, which will describe how my character will feel right now. And I think it'd be best if I let you guys hear that one instead.
Did you see what they did to my ancestors? The whole clan buried alive, sick, maddened, husks of themselves. Have you heard their moans? They're hardly human anymore. They think we worship the three fingers, that we called the maddening sickness down upon them. Well, if that's what they expect from us, then that's what they shall get from us! The world of grace and its people should have been content to see us sink between the cracks, but to have intruded upon our solace, having broken us upon their whims, I'll never forgive any of you.
Before we jump down, Melina tries to get through to us.
If you intend to claim the frenzied flame, I ask that you cease. It is not to be meddled with. It is chaos, devouring life and thought unending. However ruined this world has become, however mired in torment and despair, life endures. Births continue. There is beauty in that, is there not? If you would become Lord, do not deny this notion. Please, leave the frenzied flame alone.
After jumping down, we see the nice blind lady yet again.
So you're here as well, are you? I realized as we've talked, I'll be a maiden, and you, surely a lord. Go to the door ahead. After divesting yourself of your possessions, it will surely open, and the three fingers will welcome you. May the flame of chaos find purchase within you.
However, Melina tries to step in and tries to calm us down from choosing the frenzy flame.
I ask you one more time, please, seek not the frenzied flame. As one who strives to become a lord, deny not the lives, the new births of this world. Those who would are not fit to be called lord, when the land they preside over is lifeless.
As hard as Melina tried, her words were not able to get through. Our people have suffered enough. The world has suffered enough. And it's time to burn it all away with the yellow chaos flame.
The flame of chaos has nestled within you. Could you please rest your hand upon me? Burn me with the flame to make me your maiden. Oh, it burns. My eyes, they're melting. Thank you. I have touched them. The words of the three fingers. As your maiden, allow me to divine them. All that there is came from the one great. Then came fractures, and births, and souls. But the greater will made a mistake. Torment, despair, affliction, every sin, every curse, every one born of the mistake. And so, what was borrowed must be returned, melted all away with the yellow chaos flame, until all is one again. Those who gave me grace howled without words, saying they wished they were never born. Become their lord, take their torment, their affliction, every sin, every curse, and melt it all away. As the Lord of Chaos, no more fractures, no more birth.
We have made our choice, and Melina is not happy with us.
You have inherited the frenzied flame. A pity. You are no longer fit. Our journey together ends here. And remember, should you rise as the Lord of Chaos, I will kill you. As sure as night follows day, such is my duty. For allowing you the strength of runes. Goodbye, my companion. Goodbye, Torrent.
If you thought me betraying Ronnie and Melina was bad, unfortunately you want to cover your eyes for this next one. Because we betray Millicent. So we get her talisman and get the talisman from Gary. Up next is Melina, and despite her getting us 2 times, we have a solid strategy to try to deal with her. We'll be using the Unendurable Frenzy to stunlock her for our first phase, and any time that we can basically guarantee we can stunlock her. And we'll also be using the Frenzy Shot to keep our distance. Basically, this whole strategy revolves for us trying to be safe and make sure she stays stunlocked. With all that done, we are able to defeat her. It's Mogan time, and we're reading this is going to take a while, especially with his massive fire resistance to our fire build. Anyways, let's go ahead and count the deaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, it's not a whole lot of deaths, but the time and effort it took us to get to those points and then we died led up to a time of nearly 40 minutes. But with Nefeli's help, we are able to defeat Moog. Going from one pain in the ass to the other is the Fire Giant, who is also very resistant to fire and has a lot of HP, who will wreck our shit over and over again. To the point where I honestly lost track of the deaths. I think it might be the same as Moog, honestly. But even with Nefeli's help, it was such a pain in the ass. But in the end, thanks to our help, we are able to defeat the Fire Giant, which allows us to burn down the Erd Tree and wake up in crumbling Far Missoula, just in time for the Godskin duo. However, they are unaware that I'm going to be summoning Bernal for this fight. And I had Nefeli. They will be taking the aggro from me for the most part, and I will be doing my best to do lots of damage with my Frenzy Flame Mutations, and hopefully not trying to die. And it seemed to have worked, so GG's Godskin duo. I normally hate the bird run, but when you have something shoot at them from distance, it's actually not so bad. I was not expecting the first try Malkath. I thought these incantations were going to be super slow and he was going to easily punish me. But I guess Malkath just wanted to chill out today and let me get an easy win. Thanks, Malkath. You're a good guy. We give Gideon some good old kisses, and he even puts up a wall to make sure no one else sees us. What a nice guy. We summon Shabriri to help us out with Godfrey. However, he's not necessarily having the greatest of times with the big stomps that Godfrey does. If that wasn't bad enough for our boy Shabriri, he also gets kicked in the nuts by Godfrey and slam dunked onto the ground, succumbing to his injuries. We summon Nefeli as a distraction to help us out with defeating Horalu. Despite our 1 death to Radagon and our 1 death to Elden Beast, these two aren't necessarily an issue. Radagon is weak to fire, and luckily we are doing a lot of fire damage. Almost to the point of killing him, if only he got stance broken. However, he didn't, so we had to summon Nefeli as a backup to help us deal with him. And when it comes to Elden Beast, it's just the war of attrition. trying to make sure it doesn't kill us before we kill it. And we get pretty lucky this time around. Normally, elden beasts would be a pain to do, but as I said, it's not too much of an issue this time around. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please help it out by leaving a like, comment, subscribe. I was initially going to do some trading with some other people online, but this video is long enough as it is, and it might be interesting to do for another video. Anyways, I'm going to be showing off the stats and the equipment of this build while I'm talking about all this. So if you want to try it out, go ahead and just watch the end of this video right now, and test it out for yourself. Anyways, without further ado, goodbye everyone.